Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Life Malcolm Show. What's happening right here on In Touch News, where everybody is a star and you are the biggest star right now. I want to say you can check us out at www.intouchnews.com, or you can log on to Facebook. Catch us on the book on one of the live feeds on In Touch News' page, whatever other platform, man, we got out there that's rocking it. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Go ahead and join us on YouTube if you prefer that. Be sure, whichever platform you log on to, you participate the best way you can. You can do that by leaving a comment or calling in to the show at 813-444-9588. It's been a little while, man, since I've been in the studio. At least it seems like it. I wasn't here last week. I must say that I am happy to be back, and I am profoundly grateful to the In Touch News team, DJ CEO, and of course Mrs. DJ CEO Tampa Bay Tammy, for this platform, this radio show, this radio station, and the ability to host this radio show, talk to y'all each and every Tuesday, except with the exception of last week. You know what I mean, and just kick it, man. It's a good time. Tonight we have a guest, a very special guest, and we're gonna bring him in, but we're not gonna throw up anything right now to let you know who he is. We're gonna let you know right before break though who we got in the house, because we're gonna bring him in right after the break. And but right now, man, just wanted to talk a little bit with you since I haven't seen you in a while. Well, I never see you, but since you haven't seen me in a while. So we just finished Black History Month, and that's important to some people, as it should be. Our history is important. I I wear my T-shirt that you see right now because history is important, and our colonizers have done a tremendous job, a fantastic job of making their history important to not only themselves but to us as well. That's why so many of us love uh, 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 the Bible, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and some of us love Ronald Reagan. And I mean, like these people like this, we cry when they die and stuff like that. With the 9/11, I mean, just all kinds of stuff, man, that I don't really have nothing to do with us. Like when the White House, when the colonizers went and tore up their White House, I heard Africans crying and moaning and groaning about what how much of a shame it is for this to be happening to our country. And despite that fact, we too often don't do a really good job of memorializing our history, and nobody else does it for us. One of the things I like to point out often when I think about how little our history means to our colonizers, I remember watching Jeopardy one episode. It was like the best of the best Jeopardy episode of Jeopardy, and I remember I remember the one white man because he's not a current. We was the guest host on Jeopardy right after Alex Trebek died, Ken Jennings. But they had so Ken Jennings had the most wins. He was the most winning Jeopardy champion. This other white guy against whom he played was the guy who won the most money playing Jeopardy. I don't remember his name. And then the other white guy playing against them both was the guy who had won the most tournament games on Jeopardy. And Alex Trebek had to give them the answer to a question. You know how, on Jeopardy, if you don't know, on Jeopardy, the hosts will give you an answer and you have to say what is and ask a question. And so Alex Trebek says the last, like something like finish the phrase, lift every voice and neither one of them three trivia champions could give the question. All they had to say was, what is sing, right? But and I think if I recall correctly, it's been a long time ago since I saw the episode, but I believe all of them attempted to answer. So some of the smart white guys got the wrong answer, at least one wrong answer out the way for the other ones, and they still couldn't get the answer. And I said, well, doggone it, that just goes to show you how unimportant. This is a big example of how unimportant our history is to them. And so it's up to us to make our history important to us. And so, as part of that, me being the director of the Black People's Advancement and Defense Organization decided to take that on, at least in Tampa, in a meaningful way. And so last year, I put together Tampa's first Black History calendar. And since I really don't get into the ceremonial stuff that our colonizers say about our history, like we get the 28 days of February, I snubbed my nose at the idea and put the calendar out on the last day of Black History Month. So that's when we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on the last day of the so-called Black History Month, just to kind of shock people a little bit, jar them. And so this year, on the last day of Black History Month, we put together the second Tampa Black History Month calendar. You should be able to see it. And you can see that we have 28 beautiful Africans. I only call it Black because that's kind of, I try not to break too much from tradition so people at least know what we're talking about. We start talking about African history, people begin looking for Nkrumah and Lumumba and Sobukwe. Some might even look for Mandela, but he wouldn't be on the calendar because this is a workers' calendar. This calendar right here reflects the strength, the beauty, the magnificence, the brilliance of the African working class in Tampa. And I know some of the people on the calendar aren't necessarily what we would traditionally consider to be African working class. However, everybody on the calendar has done something in this city that has helped move the African working class forward in some way. Some by resisting the system, some by working with the system to create the kind of space those of us who resist the system need to do our work on the ground. Some helping the African working class get resources for stuff like, just to keep going, so to speak, if you will. Don't want to mischaracterize the efforts, but most importantly, these are not the people. People in this calendar are not people that you would ordinarily see celebrated at the colonizers' ceremonies. You won't see them lauded in any way, given credit for the work they've done in the African working class community, or at least the efforts they have attributed to the African working class community. And these people are too important, have done too many significant things in our city for us not to know them and for them not to be forever memorialized in history. And so you have the second Tampa's Black History Month calendar, and I want to encourage you to get it. You can get it. Get your calendar. Get your calendar. Log on to, what's that thing? Cash App. Yeah, go to Cash App. And Cash App $Life Malcolm. $20.21. You get it? 2021. And get your calendar. Participate in our history. Matter of fact, I want to play a game. See if y'all will call in a comment in the comment section. Don't cheat. Now, if you own the calendar, you probably know who else on the calendar. Uh, Many of them because I gave you the hookup. So don't cheat now. But if you seeing the calendar, okay, that's how we'll do it. If you are seeing this second Tampa Black History Month calendar for the first time right now, they have numbers, days of the week. Each picture has a number next to it. I want you to call in sometime during the show, throughout the show, and give us as many names as you have that match the faces on the calendar. You can say number 1 is, number 2 is, and so on and so forth. I am interested to see how many of us know these important, significant people in our Tampa community. Certainly, another effort with the Black History calendar, Tampa's Black History Month calendar, is to create an institution. That's one way that we perpetuate our history and, in reality, perpetuate ourselves. I think we talked about in a word from the word a while ago how the Bible talks about don't remove the old landmark, and talks about honoring your fathers and your mothers so that your days are long upon the land that you're given. And so, in order for our days to be long on the land, we have to honor our fathers and our mothers, honor our history, create institutions, create landmarks. And so that's another reason why the Tampa's second Black History Month calendar exists. And also to piggyback off that, that's why I wear this shirt. I hate the shirt. I mean, you know why. But I have to wear it because 6 years ago, tragedy, banditry struck our community and my family personally. And one of the responses I had to that was to create an institution called Grilling, Chilling, and Community Building to do everything we can to combat that, to run banditry away with organization, to run banditry away with organization. Did you hear what I said? That's what we got to do. We have to organize, and part of organizing is creating this institution called Grilling, Chilling, and Community Building. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we are not forgotten and that our days are long upon the land. And so that's why I have a special guest in here tonight. He is supposed to be in here tonight. He is a poet, a theatrical genius, a super slick brother, big brother, because he is older than I. Always a jolly fella. And I mean, this is gonna be a delightful show, witty as hell. You know who? I mean, you probably know who I'm talking about. Frederick Douglass. No, not for real. He plays Frederick Douglass. He does that. But no, my main man, Donald L. Dowridge Jr. is in the building, and he will be joining us on the Life Malcolm show when we come back, right here on In Touch News, where everybody is a star, especially you. So we'll see you in a couple of clicks of the clock. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. That's cool. Are we fade?
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
How to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
Most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
In Touch Radio, where you can listen to a cruising flow of smooth soul and jazz, today's R&B, a fun touch of hip-hop and gospel.
All my music on one station.
Giving you a buffet of music, news, and entertainment. We're In Touch Radio.
Back to the Life Malcolm Show, right here on In Touch News, where everybody is a star, especially you. Again, I just have to express my deep and profound appreciation for the In Touch News family, you know, for making this happen, because if it wasn't for the In Touch News family, we would not be able to have this opportunity for myself and my main man, Donald L. Dowridge Jr., to sit together in front of you and talk shop. 'Cause that's what's about to happen. We don't, you know, I don't have no real, set up questions and all that. No one's supposed to, In Touch family. I know that. But look, when you get an opportunity to come through and talk with Frederick Douglass, looking like, man, it's like you gotta just let him roll, and he know how to roll. So we gonna get it started. How you doing today, brother?
Brother Life, look at here, bro. Being in your presence has lifted me 10 degrees above the ground that I currently walk on, only because of the G.O.D. But not seeing you in the length of time that we split apart and now come back apart, man, look at here, bro. You boom, 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 boom in a brother's heart, because I'm proud of you.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. I told y'all he got that
rip.
poetry, got that rap for you. I told y'all that. So, man,
That's off the rip.
So how's your new year starting off?
Well, to be honest with you, brother, you know, I've had some obstacles I had to jump.
Okay.
Health-wise.
Okay.
Unfortunately, December, I was dealing with COVID.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing of it is, you know, when you're healthy, some things just don't touch you.
Right.
You know, so I was in the hospital a couple of days. They gave me good treatment and whatnot. I not the vaccine, but convalescent plasma that they call it. And basically what it is antibodies that they put in my body to prevent the rehash, you know, of the virus. And 2 days after them giving me this convalescent plasma, thank you.
Yeah.
The nurse walked in the room and she said, "Mr. Dowridge, you can't be doing that. Stop doing that." Well, she walked in and she saw me in the room shadow boxing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I told her, I said, "Look, to be honest with you, excuse me, here's the real deal. Either I get up and do what I'm doing, or y'all rolling me down to the morgue.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready to go to the morgue."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't had no indication it's time to go to the morgue.
Right on.
You know what I mean? So
keep on fighting.
Keep on fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I came through that, and the new year came in. I want to give a shout out to my sister, Darlene Best, who came down from Baltimore to tend to me. And once the new year flipped, you know, I just started coming back up and whatnot, and got hit with something else. But hey, you know, what they call it, kidney stones.
Oh no.
Yeah. You know, but the beautiful thing, like the doctor said, he said, "Mr. Dowridge, if I had more men in their 60s that came in as healthy as you are, I'd probably be out of business." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a blessing as well. But on the business side, you know, they are dreams.
Right.
They are dreams.
Right.
We all dream when we go to bed at night. We get when we hit that 5th stage of our dreams, that's where it pops.
Okay.
Well, I had a dream too.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to sit here and sound like Martin Luther King, God bless his soul, but I had a dream.
Okay.
And my dreams, I always try to work when God send them to me, I always try to work them to fruition.
Okay.
All right?
That's a big word there, brother. You might want to break that down for us.
Fruition?
Yeah.
I mean, bring it to reality.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Don't sleep on it. You know what I mean? Because we can go to bed and we can sleep, we can dream, and then we wake up and the dream has dissipated, disappeared. And then we got those dreams when we wake up, we try to hold on to it because it was so good, we want to bring it to reality.
Right on.
So 25 years ago, and I don't know if you recall, but 25 years ago, I had what was called Pauswear T-shirts.
Yeah.
All
I
right?
remember that.
Yeah, I had Pauswear T-shirts, which is short for positive wear.
Right.
All right, 1996, as a matter of fact, it was on the shirt. So this is just one of my dreams.
Right.
Bring the shirts back.
Okay.
Bring the shirts back. So, so the month of February, which is Black History Month, that's what I've been working on. All right, bringing these shirts back, and much power to the man. Pow. You know what I mean? He allowed me to bring these shirts back to fruition.
Right.
So as you see, this is just one of them, DLD Enterprises, and then on the back, if I can,
yeah, proud, strong.
Yeah, proud, strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the power sign. Now, I'm just gonna let you know, as everybody know, and who knows me, yes, I ain't afraid to say it. I am pro-black.
Right on.
You see what I'm saying? I represent and I come off the front line, and I understand, where we are today. Everybody wants to be inclusive. So when I'm doing my seminars, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I will stand there and I'll throw that fist up.
Right on.
And if I got my Caucasian brothers or my Hispanic brothers in there, they're like, okay, what is this guy doing? But I let them know that when I throw this up, this is for everybody. Yeah. This is power to the people.
Yeah.
To all our people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you can't understand where I'm coming from, because see, I'm coming from an inclusive. You see what I'm saying? So I'm coming from black, white, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's inclusive. I'm including everybody in this. But please, like I ain't ashamed to tell them, but please understand. I love you white people. I love you Hispanic people. I love you Chinese, blah, blah, blah. But I love black first.
Right on.
You see what I'm saying? And I ain't ashamed to sit up here and say that. So on my birthday, November 28th, when I came to Earth in 1956, now if I would have peeked out and happened to notice that my color was different, I was going back up in there.
So I'm so glad that you didn't have to go back up in there.
Well, I'm glad too, because Mom would have been hurting.
So tell us, man, you mentioned seminars. How I know February is usually a busy month for you because of Black History, and you do Frederick Douglass, and have you been able to do that? Have you been able to do your seminars because of the colonial virus? And I mean, you've been doing your thing as far as that goes.
Well, fortunately, I've had the opportunity to do 3 Frederick Douglasses, and I have another coming up next week.
Okay.
But it's going to be a Zoom broadcast of Frederick Douglass. I just got back.
Imagine that, Frederick Douglass on Zoom.
Yeah.
Whoever would have thought it.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a dream.
That's a hell of a dream.
Yeah.
So last weekend, I was in Lakeland doing Frederick Douglass, and, it was social distancing. So more or less what it was, I was just there. There wasn't nobody in the audience. And what they did, they recorded it. And what they're going to do, they're just going to slice and dice it and send it throughout the city of Lakeland, through the schools, the metropolitan areas and whatnot. So that's what they're going to do with the video, So
can you give us a quick piece of Frederick Douglass? Just 30 seconds, something like that,
I was born in Easton, Maryland, down by the Hillsborough, they call it. My father was a white man. They called him Captain Aaron Anthony, because of the fact that on the weekends he would sail his boat along the Chesapeake. My mother, Harriet Bailey, she would travel sometimes 3 times a week just to come see me on that Lord plantation that was owned by Master Lord, 500 slaves. But my mother, 3 times a week, she would make her way barefooted in the midst of the night, the midst of the dark, to come see her little Freddie. People wonder, when was my birthday? When is my birthday? Well, it's February the 14th, which you all recognize it as Valentine's Day. Well, the true essence of it is when my mother would come and rock me, she would rock me and she would sing, "My Little Valentine."
Yeah. I can clap for that. Clap it up for Frederick Douglass is Donald Dowridge, or Donald Dowridge is Frederick Douglass, and that's compelling, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is my 12th year celebrating portraying Frederick Douglass.
Okay.
And
You didn't have to put no gray in your hair. You already had it.
No. As a matter of fact, it's funny, if I could tell the true story, is that I used to dye my hair.
Okay.
I started dyeing my hair when I was 35.
Okay.
And I dyed it up till I was 54 when, my scalp just couldn't take the irritation or the chemicals.
Okay.
So I stopped dyeing. And it's just, I guess it's how it worked, A few years later, I get up, brushing my teeth, and I hear Frederick Douglass 3 times, and I'm like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
So, I took on a persona. So that was like 2009. I took on a persona.
Okay.
And, excuse me, and it's been on and on. It's been on.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that, with the hair, people, matter of fact, the other day somebody said I must be wearing a wig, and this must be, a wig here, because
right.
I don't look that age to have, excuse me, to have this kind of, white hair like I do. But at 64,
black ain't cracking.
Huh?
Your black ain't cracking.
Well, you know what? It do crack. Long as it do crack. But the moral of the story is, the reason it's not cracking now is because I'm divvying into the modem of take care of it and it will last.
Right on, brother. So we're about to go to a break in a minute, but I want to talk about your seminar. So have you been able to do that over the Black History Month?
Well, I am a vendor with Hillsborough County Schools.
Okay.
And when I mention the seminars, basically the seminars are geared towards the students of in Hillsborough County Schools. I do have some coming up, and I hope that we can carry them out live. One is in Los Angeles that's coming up in May, and I have a few others local. We just need to go ahead on and put the pen to the paper and lock it in.
So what do the seminars entail?
Well, like, for instance, the one in Los Angeles, that's dealing with parents.
Okay.
All right. Young black fathers, dealing with them and teaching them, the essence, if you will, of being a good father.
Right on.
Which is very important for our young black males.
Right on.
So that's it's a fathers and family conference that's taking place. And I've done several of those workshops, even here in Tampa. I don't know what's going on here in Tampa, and basically working with young parents, especially, the young brothers, and giving them pointers on how to be a good father. Okay. Why it's important to be not just a good father, if you will, but to be a present father as much as possible. Right. We know the divorce rate. We know that, unfortunately, we have a lot of young brothers that have children from several different mothers. So the moral of the story is, you can't expect to raise these children if you're not present.
That's a good place to leave it right there. We're gonna take a break because this is Women's History Month. The first day was the second day of Women's History Month, and so let's talk about women and mothers a little bit, and maybe you can give a young brother some game. What'd you say?
Mother.
All right. We got it right here for you at In Touch News, the Life Malcolm Show tonight with special guest Donald L. Dowridge Jr., man. So happy to have you here. Hey, yo, we'll be right back. Give us a call. If you saw the calendar and can see the calendar, name somebody, and I don't know, we might get Donald to do something else for us. You got Marvin Gaye and Frederick Douglass out of them so far. Who knows what's in store? Right here, In Touch News. We'll be right back.
Look like I'm getting myself deeper in trouble here.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers on the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. 550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show right here on In Touch News, where everybody is a star, especially you. But tonight I got one of the brightest stars in Tampa Bay hanging out with us right here on the Life Malcolm Show, man. So you talking about how important it is for men to be not just good fathers, but present fathers. And you also started talking about mothers. And as we went to break, I mentioned that this is Women's History Month, and you gonna give me some game, man. You don't look like you had too many problems with with people in your life. Look like you're a people person, and I would imagine that you've throughout your course of time performing and teaching and what have you, have had the opportunity to come across women of all kinds, good ones, the ones that would probably say aren't so good, and ones who probably got more game than you, what have you. Just so, man, like as a young man, I'm a little younger than you. Not that I'm gonna look like Frederick Douglass soon. When you give it up, I'll take over. But
True that.
But yeah, so man, what kind of stuff can you lay on a young brother? Not too heavy. Let me give you an example. So I was listening to this song, and I've heard this song thousands of times. It says something like, "Baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight, right?"
Yeah.
And so,
SOS band.
Yeah, so I never really understood what that meant until like this morning. It hit me. It's the reason why they had to say right away, "Look, baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right.
Do it right, yeah.
We can do it because we're going to do it tonight." Because, see, sometimes, we rush into things when we're trying to do it, and we're not sure if we're going to be able to do it.
Right.
I'm thinking, I know what the it is they talking about. I don't know what, I'm thinking, before I didn't know what it they were talking about, but now I think I know they were talking about doing it. And when they say
you
on
on point.
Do it,
it's it.
The number one, when you say, "Baby, you can do it," so take your time.
Yeah.
Do it right. Slow down.
See,
we can do it, baby, and we're going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't no playing around. Ain't no faking the funk. So that's how, so I'm saying, like, give me some, like, things you've been able to break down.
When they say it can result in 9 months later, the little it.
Yeah, right.
You know
on,
what I mean?
Right on.
And to be honest with you, there's a soundtrack for all of our lives.
Yeah.
Believe it, I was out of town, and as I was setting up, believe it or not, they were playing Barry White. That was one of the soundtracks, and believe it or not, I come back and I'm doing work, and I got Barry White that I'm listening to, and I'm listening to all those songs, and the first thing that came to my mind is like, go ahead on begging Barry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the brother, he begged.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So in reference to coming through my, the lifespan, if you will, and let me just do it. Let me put it like this. My dad, all right, he ended up unfortunate, but when he was a young man, you see what I'm saying? I mean, this guy, I know I got something from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this guy, he was, I don't want to say he was a player, but, he was well known with the ladies.
Right on.
You see what I'm saying? And, I mean, he was a good-looking dude in his young days. And just to hear how he would communicate with the ladies, I think I got some of that.
Okay, so that communication is
it's
is
communication,
part of the game.
and I think they call it swag nowadays. I'm not sure. I'm old now, so I don't know.
I don't
think
know
they
if we
call it
swagging
swag
or dripping. I
yeah.
just hear it.
So
yeah, I don't know what
and it's just it's a finesse, and the Temptations. I know I'm rambling. The Temptations, who I auditioned for in 1996.
What? To do what?
To perform with them.
I mean, like doing what? Sing or play,
do
dance?
the whole stand.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they came out with the song "Treat Her Like a Lady," you know what I mean? And I know the type of guy that I used to be.
Yeah.
All right. And listening to Treat Her Like a Lady, you know, there's that portion of that song that says, hey, you know, it's okay, but be a gentleman. Treat that young lady like she deserved to be treated, even if she don't know how to treat herself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You know, understand that
That's game, y'all.
there's a lot of baggage going around. You see what I'm saying? So one being in a relationship, and I'm not just going to say her, but him too.
Right.
Be in a relationship, it goes sour, then they jump into another relationship. Well, they bringing that past baggage with them into that new thing, that new relationship.
Yeah.
So what happens is the joy and the happiness that you run into that relationship to enjoy, it falls by the wayside because of the fact that we get trapped into what was instead of bringing our new self to what is.
Yeah.
So somebody might be saying, but wait a minute, D, you know, how do you bring your new self?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the old story is that sometimes you just got to lay back and check you, get into you, understand you, and then get the full picture of what you want out of that spouse or that lady friend or that man friend or what have you. And then that will allow you to bring somewhat a better you to the table, and there be understanding. Now, there's no relationship without some type of disagreement.
Right.
But the moral of the end story is, how can we disagree to come back to agree?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
How can we disagree to come back to agree? And then when we agree, I'm going there. We got Marvin Gaye on the box, since you mentioned it. Let's get it on. And then after we get it on, then both of us can look at each other and go back to Marvin again and say, I want you to want me the right way.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is that part, the right way. You see what I'm saying?
So you done brought out some songs. Let me bring out another song that gave me a revelation.
Don't mess my head up now.
I used to like Prince was my guy, right? Michael Jackson and Prince, especially in the 80s, it was like a R&B pop music battle, right?
True that.
But for me, even though Mike probably had like the bigger hits and maybe even, I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to say some of the stronger performances, but Prince could get down too. But in that song I'm finna talk about, the Kiss. You remember that song?
Yeah.
You remember the words of the song?
No, I don't.
Okay,
but I just know that
I'm gonna tell you how it started off. The first verse, he say, "You don't have to be beautiful, to turn me on."
Mm-hmm.
He say, "I just need your body, baby." From dusk till dawn. And I was like, I just thought it was an innocent, cool, clever line until it hit me. He's saying that you can be ugly as long as you fine, if we do it in the dark.
Yeah.
He say from dusk till dawn.
Yeah.
And so, you talking about these smooth players. See, that's why I need the old player to tell me about the smooth player music. Because I came up with Prince then. That was probably the best they got. Because after that, for me, it was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I think I talked about that last time I was there. I don't know if I almost got put on punishment last time. Luke Skywalker. And 2 Live Crew and the Poison Clan and the rest of it. And
Born in the USA.
Yeah. You know how raunchy rap music has gotten. And so
Luke Skywalker, they didn't play. They brought it.
And he only opened the door because because then you had Too Short up out of Oakland. You know what his favorite word is.
Yeah.
And so I did not have the opportunity to learn through music how to treat them like a lady.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually poetry that began to help me understand how to treat ladies like ladies, and in the spirit of Women History Month, women like women.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but in 1549, the year 1549, I'll say it again, the year 1549, in a small place on this earth, a small place called Japan, all right? The men in Japan, what they would do, when they would see a lady coming, they would take their hat off and they would bow to that lady. They don't even have to know her, but they would just, you see what I'm saying? They greeting, they giving her that respect. It's a sense of rolling out the red carpet for that lady. So when I read that, I was just like, I was flabbergasted. Wow, I'm going to do that. And brother, let me tell you something. I can't tell you how many people, life or women, that I've done that to, and they have laughed at me. They said I was crazy. He must be on drugs. What's wrong with him? So that let me know, all right, how our society is in an unfortunate track that is taken. And yes, you know, I listen to rap too. Matter of fact, my number one artist is no other than Maybach Music.
Okay.
All right.
Ross.
Ricky Ross.
Yeah.
All right. But the moral of the story is how they are slicing and dicing their words into these young women's heads and these young brothers' heads, where the young ladies, you know, they are allowing themselves to lay dormant when a brother called them the itch word. Or they're allowing themselves to call each other that word. You see what I'm saying? Or they're representing themselves in such a manner that, you know, I'm just going to say it's kind of degrading. You see what I'm saying? Because when you take away from, and I'm not going to compare eras, you see what I'm saying, or generations and whatnot, because I come out of the baby boom generation, and yes, we done failed too. You see what I'm saying? However, you know, when you take the love songs that came out from the bebop era up to the 90s or the 2000s, you see what I'm saying? Then you try to compare it with what rap is distributing. You see what I'm saying? It's no comparison. You know, because the true love, and you know, Prince, take it for granted, and a lot of other artists
we had
who
Luther,
SOS.
We had my generation. We had
but I'm
Keith,
just saying.
We had your boy Gerald.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some singing about some
Yeah.
love.
But the moral of the story is when you say, okay, I just want it for one night. I just want to hold it for one night. You know,
that's Luther.
I mean, well, that's Luther, but I'm just saying a lot of them back then, it wasn't just for a one night stand. It was for, you know, I mean, will you still love me tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I thought it was one night a week because they were so busy working. They just only for one night, you know.
Yeah, will you still love me tomorrow? Or when we're old and gray, will you still hold my hand? You see what I'm saying? So when we're old and gray, that's not a one night stand.
Right on.
You know, so that's longevity there.
That thing you told us about the hat, right, and how women were responding. I have a similar experience.
Talk to me.
I have a thing where I open doors for women. Not just doors to buildings,
Chivalry.
but also doors to cars. And when a lot of times, you know, I used to have that spoken word event. And I wouldn't allow women to walk to their cars by themselves if I could help it. And I would try to walk them. And sometimes I would walk them to the car door, and they, you know, they're driving. I would go to open their door for them. They look at me like, "What you doing? You're on the wrong side. You're not driving." And I'm like, you don't understand. You know,
because society has kind of moved away from that. You know what I mean? But not to say that all of, because there are young ladies out there that eat up chivalry. You see what I'm saying? Because they were taught. Somebody taught them about that chivalry. If you can't get a man that's going to treat you decent, if you can't get a man that's going to respect you, if you can't get a man that's at least going to bring you some flowers or something like that, you know, well, guess what? You don't need him.
But then I learned something, Donald. I got to tell you the truth.
Tell the truth.
I know why men open the doors for women.
Tell me.
At least doors to buildings, and maybe even doors to cars, so we can walk behind them.
And when we walk behind them, and you know, since you said that,
like that view.
Since you said that, my great uncle, all right, he had a very awesome technique.
Okay.
All right. He used to fly through the sky and whatnot with a big S, but he had that X-ray vision.
Okay.
And he taught me how to use that very well.
Oh, snap, man. We're about to go to break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the X-ray vision. I don't know if you ever watched the show, but we do this thing called a word from the word. I don't know if we're going to get into it, but if you can dabble in the word a little bit, we could probably keep it with women. Matter of fact, there were some fascinating women in the Bible. We might be able to bring them up. So yeah, let's give that a try when we get back. But we're gonna start with the X-ray vision. Hey y'all, thank y'all for hanging out right here on InTouch News. And listen, don't be afraid to talk to DLD. Go ahead and call them up right here, 813-444-9588. And we'll see you on the other side of the break.
And now I want to make this better.
Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer. I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe me. 100 down, 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call Ricky, he coming. He take the kids to the floor to grab up in the sun down. 184-361 Rick. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just Ricky, push your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 1-800-361 Rick. Call Ricky, ask Ricky the legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361 Rick. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show. Gotta say, this has always been a tremendous experience for me right here on In Touch News, and the major reason why is because of the magnificent woman behind the board doing her thing. I know y'all see the camera moving, and y'all like, how they do that? Listen, we got a super duper producer behind the boards, man. DJ A&A is always doing her thing, and Life Malcolm Show wouldn't be nothing like this without her. So we're so happy to have her in the building, making us look good. But yo,
talk to me.
Back to this X-ray vision, brother.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, Superman had that X-ray vision.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I practiced that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the beautiful thing about the women's of yesterday, they wore clothes, so they made you more or less had to work to figure what was going on under them. As opposed to today, unfortunately, a lot of our young sisters, they just, you know, you don't even need to turn your X-ray vision on because it's right there in your face.
Yeah, because you got X-rated vision.
Yeah, you got X-rated vision. Thank you. You know what I mean? So back then, you know, I manifested, worked on, groomed my X-ray vision so I could see exactly what I need to see.
Man.
You see what I'm
saying?
learned
how to work mirrors and reflective surfaces.
I didn't want to get there, but you know, back in school, in my school days, you know, there was the mirror.
Oh, not like that. No, that gets you sent straight to jail. Now, bro,
well, you know, that was a whole different time back then.
Oh, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? You're right. Do it today, you done.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Because there was a boy doing that on the escalators at one of these malls around here. Straight to jail.
Yeah, but you know, in all seriousness, you know, and not saying this because I know people are watching and digesting what I'm saying. The most important thing, for instance, I come from a woman.
Right on.
All right. I got sisters. The majority of my siblings are women. You see what I'm saying? And just to be honest with you, the DLD you know today, it's only because of the fact that coming through, there were some men that groomed me and taught me, but for the most part, it was women who were there with me, guiding me and showing me, and you know what I mean? And I will say that my backstory is very harsh because of what I had to go through to get here.
Right.
But the mere fact of it is I can always take my hat off to a woman because it was her who saw, you know, in me, and her who inspired me, and her who, you know, was right there cheering me on when I couldn't even cheer myself on, you know. So I give ultimate respect to women and, you know, and to ladies. And I will say that, you know, they're to me, this is my opinion in 2021, that lady, there's a woman and then there's a lady. There's a man and then there's a gentleman. You see what I'm saying?
Right on.
So for me, I will say I love a lady.
Right on.
You see what I'm saying? So in order for me to love that lady, I got to be able to groom myself as a gentleman and carry myself as a gentleman. Like you said, be able to open up them doors, be able to roll out the carpet, be able to say, hey, there's a pond there. And, you know, me, I will take my jacket off and say, whoosh, walk on it, baby. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or if I have to, I will, because people told me I look like Moses. So if I have to, I will split the sea and say, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? So it's those extra things. And, you know what I mean? And my thing is, look, if she don't appreciate the gentleman that you bring to the table, much love to you, my sister, but you're not for me.
Yeah.
You'll find your Prince Charming, but maybe I'm not that Prince Charming.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I tell women all the time that if you want somebody that's going to dog you, curse you, hit you, degrade you, put you down, then I'm not the man for you.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go down that road. You see what I'm saying? Because my thing is, I'm here to lift. I'm here to inspire.
It's a damn
I'm here
shame
to
you have
put
to
a
tell them
smile.
that. But look, man, we almost, you know they say time flies when you're having fun, and time is flying. But I know you brought some things with you. I think you said you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to take the liberty, my brother, and I wanted to offer you one of my DLD shirts here. All right. And on the back, because I know the kind of brother you are, so on the back it is a prototype of what I have on right now, and it says strong power with the fist in the middle.
Yeah.
All right. And
I might have to wear mine backwards.
Yeah. And if you will, this is
like that, okay?
Yeah. All right. This is what Brother Life just received.
Yeah.
All right. And this is
Man,
a new
I appreciate that, brother. I'm gonna wear it proudly.
Yeah. And if you can, we have another one here, which is and it's two quotes, motivational quotes in one. All right. So basically,
let me see that one.
Yeah. All right. I have the power. I was born to be a winner. All right. And we also have.
That's all right.
I am. I'm about. All right. And this is a take from my previous shirts. And tomorrow I'm picking up another line of shirts just for, we were talking about them, for the ladies.
Okay.
All right. The L stands for legendary. The A is ambitious. The D is devoted. The I is individual. The E is enthusiastic. And the S is success. That's for the ladies. And then we're working on one for the gentlemen as well.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to have 5 different line of shirts, for 5 different variety of people who desire.
Yeah.
So
well, congratulations, brother.
Hey, man, the thing, and we didn't even get to the books. I mean, I've written 14 books, and I'm trying to get to my 15th. But as we started up, one of the things you asked me, what am I doing? How's this year treating me? Well, it is honestly treating me like a dream because of the fact that I'm working on those dreams. I'm bringing those dreams to life. And, I'm 64. And thank God, though I may be 64, I'm far from feeling like a 64. Yeah. So long as God allowed me to wake up, man, I know I got a mission, and I'm continuing to be on this mission. And January 1 of this year marked 29 years of DLD.
Okay.
Determined to learn and develop.
You know what else it marked?
What's that?
46 years of LIFE.
Tatal.
Yeah. I was born on January 1st, 1975.
Tatal.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you what I was doing in 1975, January 1.
You're listening to the Temptations.
Okay, all right. We'll put that in that. We'll put that in that column.
So, we said we might get a word from the word, but you brought up some other books, and you're right. We didn't get a chance to get to the books. I believe I mentioned that you are an author when I introduced you, but I might have only focused on the fact that you do theater work and poetry. So if I missed that, man, why don't you fill us in? Tell us about the books.
Well, the 2 books that are mainly being forecast right now is Motivational Moments, which came out on November the 28th. Which is 2019, which is now, a year ago? Well, yeah, I'm going to call it a year ago since we're still early in 2021. And my 13th book was The Power of Being a Winner, which was #1 on Barnes & Noble's.
Okay.
Motivational self-help. So the books range from my first book, which was Truth in the Poem, which is basically 30 poems that I picked out of and I got a book this thick,
right,
full of poetry.
Okay.
All right, and all of them are copyrighted in the copyright office, and I just picked 30 poems out and I put it in the book, Truth in the Poem, and just to let you know, and be honest with you, when you sell out your trunk,
yeah,
I sold that book out of my trunk, St. Pete Pier. I sold that book out of my trunk, the old Oddly Davis Center.
Yeah, on 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Out of my trunk and various other locations here in Tampa and what have you.
Yeah.
And, when it was all said and done for the book, there were 5,000 copies sold at $12.95 back in 1992.
Yeah, out the trunk.
Out the trunk.
That's what's up.
You see what I'm saying? So I followed that up with, I forgot the name, but Coping with a Better Self.
Okay.
And then the books just kept running, and some of them are workbooks and whatnot. I got one that I did. It's called Excellence in My Hood.
Okay.
Excellence in My Hood is basically a workbook for young black males. And on the front cover is 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. That 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, that's where the gang that I was involved in, the Black Spades as Junebug, that's where we terrorized that whole neighborhood. And these are just some of the marks here from those gang days, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, Excellence in My Hood is a workbook to inspire, motivate, and build confidence within young black men.
So what when you say workbook, what do you mean?
Well, it's a workbook that that they can actually work in. I mean, write in.
Okay.
All right. They can have the book. I mean, quite naturally, you got there's a fee for the workshop.
Right.
And it's geared towards, building that self-esteem, building that momentum, and just sharing some life journeys with these young brothers. And it's amazing, even though I came up in the 70s and gang warfare and what have you, we're here in 2021. It's amazing that young brothers today who are out there seeking some type of validation. And, it's the presentation of how I bring it to them that interests them. And I do surveys and what have you, and just the mere fact of some of these hardcore young brothers saying, I want a better life.
Yeah.
I want to change.
Yeah.
I was thinking about dying, but now because of DLD, I want to live because look what he's done.
That's
you
tremendous.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just being an example, and it's not basically saying that I'm it, but they're it.
Right.
I'm not it.
Right.
They're it.
Right.
And the reason, we used to play tag.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You it. Well, they're it. They're tagging me, and I'm passing that knowledge on through them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's a beautiful thing. They can't be no you. They can't be no you without somebody like me passing on the knowledge to you.
Right on. So what's you mentioned the possibility of a 15th book. What you have any ideas what that's going to be about?
Well, I wrote the title, believe it or not, when I was in the hospital, and it was I can't even remember the name of it, but it's still in my phone. It's just a matter of it's a matter of having the opportunity just to sit down and begin to write. But from January to this minute, I've been running.
Okay. Do you know the concept, or you want to keep that under wraps?
Well, basically, it's dealing with the coronavirus.
Okay.
And the mere fact of it is that, even though we went through a year of 2020 with the coronavirus, unfortunately, we lost a lot of people with the coronavirus. People have, jobless. And, the list goes on. So basically, this book is surrounding itself in the fashion that, despite the issues that we had, remember, there's a brighter day coming.
Now, is this nonfiction or fiction?
It's nonfiction.
Okay. All right.
And basically what I want to do is count the steps to the reemergence, count the steps to resilience, perseverance, and being able to come back and be an overcomer.
That's all right. Well, man, so we got seminars, workshops, T-shirts, books. What you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I've went from being a G to a G.
All right.
All right. From a gangbanger to a geek.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, saying that, most of my pastime, to be honest with you, I'm reading. Young lady I'm seeing, we'll spend some time. Movies. I love movies.
You looking forward to coming to America too this Friday?
Man, look at here, I can't wait.
Man, me too.
I can't wait, bro. And like I said, I can't get enough of movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got to give a shout out to my son because he hooked the brother up so I can watch all the movies. Because he know I'm a movie buff.
Well, listen, man, we gonna have to do a part 2 as well. We got to bring this part 1 to a close, though. It's been a tremendous time, man. I so appreciate you stopping by the Life Malcolm show, sharing some games, some Frederick Douglass, some singing, some just having a good time, man. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did, because I enjoyed it tremendously, brother.
Thank you. And I will say thank you so much for having me. It's an honor when you called me. I was fired up, there's times that people enjoy being in my presence, but they are young people that I enjoy being in their presence. because they, like you say, they fire me up, and I ain't talking about fire.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but just thank you, my brother,
Man,
for the
nah,
opportunity,
thank you, brother.
man. All right.
And listen, everybody, thank you out there for hanging out on the Life Malcolm Show right here at In Touch News, where everybody is a star, especially you. We'll see you next week right here. To be continued, y'all.